Welcome back, everyone, to the MyTakeHoops Podcast. Today, we are joined by five-star prospect in the 2023 class, Marvell Allen. Welcome, and how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. You're coming off a big summer, so I'm excited to get into that. But what have you been doing during this time? I mean, EYBL just wrapped up, and then I'm assuming getting ready for high school season.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for high school season right now.
But I kind of want you to give a short introduction of yourself for the audience. Because I don't think really the 2023 guys are known as much as 2022 or 2021 just because of COVID. You guys didn't really get the chance to have the spotlight. So kind of give an introduction of yourself, how you got into basketball, and then where you're at now, and then just kind of what made you want to play.
I actually started playing because of my dad when I was younger. Around second grade, I got into travel, and I wasn't always good. I was kind of like the kid that sat on the bench, cheered on the teammates, and I wanted to quit. I hated basketball. I really did. But my dad, he seen something great in me, so he was there to encourage me and to push me. It was like, son, you got this. And as we just worked, going to the park, working on my handles, working on my shot, getting faster, it all started coming together. And I seen that I'm good at this game. So I'm like, I really like this, and I want to take it serious. So I say around my seventh grade, really my eighth grade summer, that's when it kind of blew up from there, playing against other guys in my class. And I became like that one of the top players. And ever since then, going into a good high school season, it's just been going up from there. Colleges recognize me, but I started at the bottom and now I'm being seen, but I'm continuing to work.
I mean, that's got to be a crazy feeling, no? I mean, to go from not really enjoying it and then being a highly touted player, like that's got to be pretty surreal, no?
Yeah, it used to be tough. Like I used to run my dad. He used to have me running extra. I used to be crying when I was younger. Like, why he making me do all this? But I see why. It paid off. So I just can't do nothing but thank him.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it has paid off, and you're only going to get better. But you're a Calvary Christian right now, correct?
Calvary Christian, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. So how's that treated you thus far? Because you made the move pretty recently, you know, like this year or last year.
Last year was my first year.
Okay.
Going into my sophomore year, my freshman year, I transferred from Wellington to Calvary Christian. I did my sophomore year at Calvary.
Awesome. So how has that been thus far?
It's been good. I like my coaches. I like my teammates. I have a good relationship with all my coaches. They're not only coaches, but they're guys you can relate to. They're kind of like your big brothers. They cool off the court. You can joke with them, let them know how you feel. They give you advice. So it's more than basketball with them. So that's why I like it.
And what would you say, I guess maybe you've learned so far against playing this higher level competition at Calvary Christian?
I just learned really how to play with other top elite guys and just not being the man. Because at Wellington, I was more of like the go-to guy, but at Calvary Christian, I'm one of the go-to guys, but I got other dudes who can do the same thing, and I don't have to do as much. So like little things as rebounding, I don't have to rebound as much because I have 6'10s on my team. So on defense, I have to get back. The two guards always get back. So it was different. It was kind of a change because I was so used to trying to get offensive rebounds. And when I first started, I was still find myself not getting back, trying to get offensive rebounds. So it just took a matter of time to just get it together, but I got it now.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's a great skill to learn as a young player, because there are a lot of young players that don't know how to play with other great prospects or don't know how to fit into a system. If you can learn that young, that's pretty valuable. I mean, I think that's kind of why the prep route and these bigger national teams are kind of forming, is just because you got to learn to play with other great players. Because if the goal is to make it to the league, right? I mean, you're not going to be the man on a team, most likely, unless you're Kevin Durant type of player or LeBron James type of player. But regardless, it's a great lesson to learn, and it's good to hear that you're learning that early. But what are your thoughts on the 2023 recruiting class as a whole? There's quite a bit of talent, especially at the guard spot. I mean, you've got yourself, DJ Wagner, Mikey Williams, Simeon, Rob, Caleb, just to name a few. So what's the 2023 class like in your opinion?
I feel like we were one of the best classes, if not the best class. You got a lot of competition, a lot of dudes who can really play. So it's competitive and it's fun. It brings fun to the game. It being that you got other guys who's as good as you, but it's the little things that's going to make you different.
Okay, so I want to get into the Peach Jam and Nike EYBL now. But you played with the 16U E1T1 team. How would you describe that team and program as a whole?
I would describe the team as we got majority guards, so we run a lot. We try to run and jump, trap, get turnovers. We're pushing the ball in transition. So you have to be in shape in order to play for that team. In practice, we run a lot, condition a lot. So usually we wear teams down in the game, and by the second half, they're dead tired, and we just getting started. So as an organization, they have a background of producing pros. You had first rounders. You had all type of NBA players come from there, like Trey Mann, Ben Simmons played with each one, D'Angelo Russell, Emmett Williams, Scotty Barnes played with him one time. So they just have the background, and the coach have connections and get you looks from college coaches. So it's a good program overall.
And yeah, I feel like that's a very underrated thing. I mean, when I first got into the high school basketball world and AAU circuits, I didn't really know like why people would choose certain teams, but like you just alluded to, connections and the history of putting out great players, that means a lot. And then aside from obviously you're playing, like to play the game is the most important part, but the connections and all that are very important too. What's it like playing alongside some other highly touted teammates like Jaden Hastings, Sean Stewart, and Jason Jackson?
It's good being that same with high school, playing with other elite players. You don't have to do everything. So it's just a way to get better, because that's how college is going to be. You're going to have five stars on the court. It's not just going to be one. So if you get used to it now, when you get to college, it should be easy.
Right. And did you have a favorite game that you guys played at the EYBL circuit, or a game that you particularly remember that sticks out for any reason? I think the game that I watched, the couple games that I was able to watch were when you guys played Drive Nation. That was a good game. And then Oakland Soldiers. That was a good game too.
Oh yeah. I like when we played Oakland Soldiers. They actually jumped out on us like 16-3 or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was just the first game. They had already played. We was kind of like, I'll say jet lag. We ain't touched the ball. We walked in the cold gym. So we just had to get going. Once we got going, we just came back and did what we do. But I really feel in my heart, I know we would have won it all.
Yeah.
But things like I didn't play. I stopped playing after the Drive Nation game because I had sprained my ankle. And then I played on it in the following games, and I sprained it again, and I couldn't really move. So I just sat out because I couldn't produce for my team, and I didn't want to hurt them. So I feel like if I played, we had a chance of winning it all.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. You were one of the hottest teams there. I mean, both your 17U and your 16U. I think your 15U is pretty good as well. I didn't get to catch many of their games, but the whole program performed well, I thought. And there's a lot of talent there. What was it like just kind of being down there for 2 weeks, right? And playing games every single day? Like, speak a little bit to that if you could.
Oh, it's crazy. I never in my life missed home that much. It was just like being up there in the bubble, kind of. When people started getting COVID, they didn't let you leave the hotels. So you was really going to the games, back to the hotel room.
Yeah.
Back and forth to COVID testing. So I feel like it was a learning experience, though. Just something new that can help you grow as a person, being responsible. But overall, it was a great experience, but I miss my people so much.
Yeah, it's just different, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's really like a business trip, like that type of thing, where it's very you're there to play basketball and only to play basketball, right? I mean, and what's it like just being around? I mean, everywhere you look is highly touted players and then coaches and NBA personnel. Like, what's that type of environment like, where you can look around and be like, wow, this is really competitive?
Yeah, it's fun and exciting, especially with the coaches that's recruiting you. When they talk about how they're gonna be at your games, and then when you come up to the game, they're on the sideline, and then they like messing with you while you're warming up. You can hear coaches saying he's coming here, and they like mess with each other like, nah, he's coming here. Stop talking to him, like playing around. So it's just funny, and it's a great thing for them to come out and just show their support.
So there's like a little friendly environment to it. Personally, I didn't know this because I was no highly touted recruit coming out of high school. So the coaches kind of joke around a bit.
Yeah, some coaches joke around with each other like, Marvell's going to come here, and they're like, nah, come here.
That's funny. Like I said, I was able to catch a couple games, and personally, I was impressed with the sense of maturity that you have on the court. You're strong, but also controlled, and then also shifty too. How much work did you put in to get to the point where you're at, where you're recognized on a national stage and can lead a team at the EYBL circuit?
I put in so much work. It's crazy. Like, I can't even recall. I probably put over. You can't even count, really.
Right.
Like last night, I went to bed at 1:40. I had to get up this morning at 4:00. I went to school workouts 6 a.m. I'm tired in school, but I know I have to be mentally, because I have to do my classwork. So I go from school to practice, high school. So after practice, I have training at 9:00 at night. It gives me time to do some of my homework. So I'm tired, but I know that's what it's gonna take. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm in school off 3 hours of sleep, and it's just in the classes, I have to be mentally focused, but I know it's gonna pay off, so I don't stress it.
That's crazy. I think a lot of people kind of have the misconception that like the athlete day in the life thing can be all talk. But yeah. I mean, there's a lot of unseen hours and for these top players, and like sure. You're speaking to it. I mean, you look at the NBA guys and they've put countless amount of hours in, but you can also look at high school guys and they've put countless hours in, and like that's like to be that mature to be able to take those steps and grind that hard. Like, only good things can come from that on and off the court, and you seem like you understand that. So that's very important. But also, it's just like, there are unseen hours that people like, it just don't get talked about. Like, people just see the highlights, and like the behind the scenes work is just more important than that. And then what you do on the court is just what you reap, the fruits that you reap. And like, of course, I got to ask you about your recruitment. First, I want to ask, when did you get your first offer? Do you remember when that was?
I got my first offer 8th grade summer. It was like 8th grade summer. My travel coach had called me that night. It was like, University of South Florida, I want to give you a full scholarship.
To hear those words, man, in 8th grade, like, could you really like?
To be honest, I was excited. It was the best thing that felt like the best thing ever happened to me, but it still ain't feel real. I don't know why, because it's just like, during that time, you couldn't talk to the coach yourself. But now the coaches, they can FaceTime you, they call you. So it's like, you can feel the connection and the bond. Like, I really have a full ride scholarship.
Yeah. In 8th grade, I was playing Madden Mobile in class. So that was the last thing on my mind is getting a call from a college coach. But that's pretty insane. Like just to hear that full ride scholarship in 8th grade, like that's insane. And then I guess what's your recruitment been looking like right now, or who would you say is prioritizing you? Reveal as much or little as you want. This is obviously a personal question.
It's been kind of equal.
Okay.
The only schools I really don't talk to as much is, I don't really talk to South Florida that much anymore. I don't talk to LSU that much, and I don't talk to Virginia Tech. But as far as everybody else, they've been consistent. So it's been tough. I'm just trying to keep building the relationship and see where my path is leading me.
And who are those everyone else type of schools?
Okay, check me out. Georgia, Clemson, Penn State, Miami, Florida, Illinois, Alabama, Stanford. Dang,
I know. I put you on the spot.
It's so many.
Yeah.
If I miss y'all, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, 100%. Like I put you on the spot. No worries.
Yeah. And then I got like some interest, some coaches that haven't offered yet that I've been talking to a lot. Notre Dame, Maryland, and Ohio State. So it's been tough.
I mean, is that to an extent stressful to you, or is it just more of like pretty cool?
It's not really stressful because I feel like I know how to handle it. If I didn't know how to handle it, it can become a distraction. But for me, it's just I'm gonna do me regardless. So it's not really stressful.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's your path. Like you don't gotta please anybody. You pick what suits you the best. And I think you'll figure it out. You got plenty of time. You're only gonna be a junior. Like you got plenty of time. And I think I read somewhere that like all options are on the table still. And does the professional route appeal to you at all?
I'll take the professional route as an option, but I really have to read into it and see what they're offering.
True.
And just if it's the best route, hey, you got to take it.
Right.
College is the best route during the time, you got to take it. So it's just the timing of it.
Gotcha. And NIL certainly has to play a role now with that in effect. I couldn't be happier for the athletes, and it's a great opportunity at the college level. What are you looking for in a program to where you're going to take your next step?
I'm looking for a relationship with the coach, all coaches actually, because I'm just not the type of guy where I want a relationship with the head coach. I want to have a relationship with the coach that's not even on the court. That's the type of person I am. I like everybody to be included. Also, I want to start. Like I always say, I'm gonna work hard enough. I'm gonna make sure I outwork the next man to be able to start. And I'm gonna make sure now that I'm putting the work in, so when I get to that level, I'll be prepared. So I want to know if a coach really trusts in me and believe that I can start and how I fit into their system, my playing style.
Gotcha. That sounds like a great list of requirements. I've got a couple follower submitted questions, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Abdul asks, what's your favorite hooping shoe?
My favorite hooping shoe right now, I'll probably say KD's.
KD's? I like to wear those too. I like to wear those when I play basketball.
Yeah, I like the KD's.
Yeah, I just think, I forget which ones that I had when I played back in the day. I think the 7s, honestly. The Easters, maybe you got those. I mean, you got a shoe collection yourself?
I be running through hoop shoes. I don't really collect them like that. I collect like other shoes, like dress shoes, but as far as hoop shoes, I'll legit walk out the house and pick up the first pair I see.
Fair enough. The second question is from Preston. He asks, what's your daily schedule like?
Including like school or just the summer?
Sure. Let's go with what your summer schedule was like.
My summer schedule was, I woke up at like 4:00, drop my mom off to
4 o'clock? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because both of my parents work in the morning at 6 a.m.
Okay.
So I had to like drive 40 minutes, drop my mom off to work. I slept in the car actually for about like 2-3 hours for my workout. So once I wake up, I'll probably go grab something to eat, and then I go weight lift. After I weight lift, I drive like 20 minutes for my basketball workout. We do like different things, and we always get up 1,000 shots. So I was repeating that almost every day. It was tiring. I'm not going to even lie.
I mean,
it was tiring. Some days I didn't want to go, but I knew that's what it's going to take.
Man, like that sounds like something out of a movie. Like that's like that's real life work, man. Like that's like you got like, I mean,
I got a history. I got a history of sleeping in cars.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met one time when I went to school in 8th grade. The only way I can get to school the only way I could get to school was if I go with my mom in the morning. So it was times I'll go to work with her. I'll just sleep in the car until it's time for me to go to school.
Wow. So would you say your motivation to get to the next level is a bit deeper than some other players?
Yes, real deeper. A lot of people don't know, but I've been through some stuff, but I always keep a smile on my face, so you'll never know what I'm going through.
I mean, that's really respectable. Honestly, it's very respectable. And with the mentality you have, the maturity you have, like only good things are coming on and off the court. It's every time I do these interviews, I'm blown away by the maturity of some of these highly touted players. And you're right there, man. Like you're young, you've got time, but like, man, it sounds like you are just grinding for something much bigger. And I've got to applaud you for that. Obviously don't count your chickens before they hatch, but like, you've got to be proud of that too. Don't be afraid to take a step back and realize and look at yourself and look at what you've done thus far and be proud of that, because man, that's impressive.
Yeah. The main goal is my only goal is I just want my mom to walk off the job and say she's not coming back, and my dad. That would make me feel so special, just to know that they don't got to worry about no bills, nothing. They straight. I'm gonna take care of them.
One day, man. One day you're on the path. One day.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's really all I've got for you. I thank you for taking the time to do this. I know you're busy, but I wish you the best of luck in your basketball journey and in life in general. Like junior year is a big year in high school in terms of school, but also offers and basketball. So I wish you the best of luck there. And do you have any questions for me or any last remarks for the listeners?
Nah, the only thing I got to say is just be tuned this season. It's gonna get crazy.
Yes, I love to hear it. Thank you again, man.
Definitely. All right, take care.